Men these days don't feel the best. I think that I can go without saying. I think a lot of men out there really agree with what I'm saying. It goes from a whole bunch of stuff. It can come from where the economy is going. It can be any political issues. If you watch a certain Nick Fuentes, a lot of people think politics these days are cooked. But one thing I think men have found issue with is from a certain group of people. No, I'm not talking about countries. Women. A lot of guys these days famously are scared of women. I am afraid of women. I think just in general, most guys these days are afraid of women if they don't already have a girlfriend, or if they're trying to get a girlfriend. And then guys who are trying to get a girlfriend find women who are just not wife material. So what happens when you start having male figures start to come out on social media and stream what they do online? These attractive looking guys, and they're constantly picking up women and trying to tell you what's the best way to enhance your look in order to attract women. This is something I'm starting to call the Marlon effect. Now, Marlon is a streamer. This is not a video about Marlon, by the way, but Marlon is a streamer who just recently, or more like last year, exploded in popularity due to the fact that he was this good-looking guy. He did get connections with Lacey, I know that, who goes around and draws attention from women. He's tall, he's funny, he's attractive, plus he makes a lot of money. A whole bunch of guys, they were attracted to the way he presented himself. He was a figure that people would pay attention to. He showed a different level of confidence, especially with women, compared to other men you see these days. Nowadays, I'm not sure what Marlon has been doing. He's been streaming. He did a big stream, I think, in Europe. He's still big, don't get me wrong. Just a couple days ago, I was scrolling on Twitter, and I saw it was a tweet from Sneeko Updates. It was a clip from a stream with this guy I've never heard of before named Clavicular.
What do you think about wiggers?
The worst. Literally the worst. Like when I see people, using ebonics and doing like the thug, shit, what the fuck are you doing? That's clearly not your culture. That's clearly not something you should be doing whatsoever. I really hate people with improper grammar, people with bad speaking abilities. It's not my thing at all.
It is refreshing to see a white guy, you're 19,
yes,
be a white guy.
Yeah.
Because every white dude now is trying to be Netspend. And they all dress like a thug, and they try to be Cardi, and they talk like that.
Yeah.
It repulses me.
I was never heard of this guy before. I mean, Sneeko is fairly high profile, so when he's ever talking with other people on a stream, it's usually with people like Myron Gaines or other people like that. So when I saw him talking with this guy, I was like, who is this guy? So I look him up, find that he streams on Kick, and then I found his Twitter, and I find out, interesting, he's a looksmaxxer. As I research more and more about him, I find out that he is really serious about this looksmaxxing stuff. He's actually younger than me, and he spent most of his life going over looksmaxxing. So when I start to see this guy who seems to have been blowing up recently, this attractive guy goes around, does the same thing, streams, hits on girls, everything else like that, and it's just a general funny guy, then I had a feeling that this guy's going somewhere. I actually even made a tweet that quote tweeted KickChamp, which is the Clipper, that said, Clavicular just broke the Kick record for the most money sent to a streamer in a single stream, with over $35,000 donated. Me seeing that, I knew immediately off rip that this guy was going to get bigger than you think. And a lot of people, as you can see from the tweet, a lot of people agreed with it. In fact, Clavicular himself actually likes the tweet. Now, how do I know this? Well, it's the same thing as I said before. Has the Marlon effect. He's an attractive looking guy. He's funny. As you can see from commenters, I say, yep, a funnier Marlon. And I said this would also be, I would also say he is more grounded in reality. And that's not to say Marlon isn't, but Clavicular has a more red pill look on the world. but just in general, his personality clicks with what a lot of young men want today. He says a lot of things that young men agree with, and he pushes bettering yourself, which a lot more men are interested in today. With all that being said, don't get me wrong, Clavicular still has some sketchy methods that I don't necessarily agree with. He's done bone smashing. He's done a whole bunch of other stuff. He even promotes being on testosterone. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I think if you need to be on testosterone, then you should be. But I don't know where the grounds would be if I would need to be on testosterone. In addition, he also promotes meth. He promotes a whole bunch of stuff. He does a lot of sketchy things, drugs and stuff like that. I know a lot of the methods he uses, he does not promote. But I would just say in general that taking advice, mainly health advice from him, would not be the best idea in most cases. I mean, look at him. He's 19 years old and he looks like he's older than me. Now, again, I'm not one to judge. Maybe some of the stuff he does isn't exactly healthy. He's got plastic surgery, and a lot of the stuff he says I don't necessarily agree with. I don't necessarily promote him in all the things he says or does, but I will say that he has done a phenomenal job on telling men on how to improve themselves and the confidence, and just in general, he does a great job in promoting what the modern man thinks. He even went on the Fresh and Fit podcast. If you're not familiar with the Fresh and Fit podcast is, it's a podcast in which essentially they have one guest. They usually sit with a whole bunch of women, and pretty much all the women are usually OF people. To be frank, a lot of them are not exactly very smart. And at one point in the video, Clavicular, who is white, says the N-word.
But you just said nigga, which is not acceptable for white people at all.
According to who? Because, you know...
According to black people.
Okay, well, you know, obviously, there's no one who's going to dictate my language. That's not happening.
I just checked you, though.
But did you? Because I really just said
I did.
I mean, I could...
I did. I just asked you what you said, so that's me checking you.
I mean, like, you're going to sit here and tell me.
Why you saying that, though?
It's like...
And there was a black lady there, and she did start to take offense to that. However, later in the night, where each woman was rating Clavicular on his looks, she gave him a 9 out of 10.
Auntie gonna give you a 9.
Now, like, clearly, this halo effect has to do something with that. If even I said the N-word around a whole bunch of people who were not usually my friends, people would immediately shun me and say you're a 0 out of 10 because you clearly have no taste or anything else like that. I'm not inherently ugly, but I'm not as good looking as Clavicular, goodness gracious. The halo effect is something that's very real. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I think it's just something that should be studied even more, and I think he's doing a good job of doing that. Anyway, all that being said, Clavicular is a one-of-a-kind person. He has said many things that I agree with, and he overall, just in general, supports man improvement. Maybe not in the best ways of doing it, and maybe he does things that don't necessarily involve male improvement, but he's direct, he's very clear. He's something that a lot of men really like these days. I think he's going to get bigger over time. He's going to do a lot more. I think if for right now he stops, because right now he's been taking a lot of drugs, unhealthy drugs, methamphetamine. If he stays away from that and he starts to focus more on improvement and helping improve people, I think he could grow even bigger from where he is now. Anyway, that's my video for you all today. I've got a lot of stuff going on in life right now. It's currently in winter, which means there's snow on the ground where I am at. But yeah, hope you have a good one. Stay safe, stay strong, stay smart. Peace.